This project for our company has meant changing our practices, changing the way we do business. We had to really understand what a traditional pipeline practices meant, and we had to look at every phase and aspect of this. And it really challenged myself, my employees, my supervisors to find new ways to solve problems that have been cropping up. At the outset, the impact was we had to look at every process and we had to ask ourselves why we did it that particular way. Was it because it was a regulation or a rule, or was it just because that's the way we had done it all along? So as we went along, we found out that we didn't have to strip as much soil in the bush. It was determined that it was best to leave the root mat in place as much as entirely possible. So there were some issues that had to be discussed with the whether we could put clay on top of the original ground in unfrozen conditions. And then we started to look at even ditch widths. Traditional pipelining was a one-size-fits-all, where we started to look at each project and try to identify each one as a specific entity that we could then start to change some of the things that we had done. And as an outcome, we've significantly reduced the right-of-way widths by up to 20 and even 30% in some cases in the forest, which means we can at least reduce the amount of trees that we now knock down on a pipeline right-of-way by at least 3 meters. Over the past 35 years, there's been approximately 5,000 kilometers of pipeline right-of-way constructed in the forest lands in Alberta. So if you take that 3 meters wide by 5,000 kilometers long, we can now save a strip of trees from Vancouver to New Brunswick every year. And if you look on a environmental side of that, there's approximately 650 trees to an acre. That length represents about 3,700 acres. That's about 2.5 million trees a year we don't have to cut down. I've been either a manager and owner of a company for almost 20 years, and I've never had employees so involved and so enthused in going to work in the morning. Traditionally, they would get up in the morning, go to work. It was kind of the same old thing. Now I have employees coming back almost every job asking, can we try something new? Can we do something a little bit different? Will this work? Will that work? And that has been personally very gratifying for myself.